This week, I want to talk about escargot. Yes, snails. Remember when Mano and I were riding in Rocky's cab in New York City listening to hip hop? Well, it sounded like this. The year is 1997, and the great Biggie Smalls' hit song Hypnotize blasted on the radio. New York's hip-hop station Hot 97 would play it at least 3 times an hour. So Mano and I memorized the lyrics. My favorite line was, "Escargot, my cargo." At the time, the word escargot sounded very made up to us. Escargot. But Biggie made it simple. Escargot, like a car goes, right? This made for a fun wordplay. We'd say we were gonna escargot home. Every time the song comes on, we tell Rocky to turn it up and we bob our heads along to it. 2 kids full on rapping, "Escargot, my cargo, 160 swiftly." Every day for weeks. Flash forward 20 years later. I'm sitting in a restaurant in Paris, jet-lagged, broke, and excited about everything. On the menu, safe foods that I can translate myself. Boeuf. That means beef, right? Pâtes? Is that pâté or pasta? Omelette au fromage. Oh, I know that one. Cheese omelette. And then I see it on the menu. Escargot. My cargo. And I immediately think of Biggie Smalls, obviously. Escargot, my cargo, 160 swiftly. Now, I know it's snails, but it feels like a sign. You know, like Biggie is a fellow New Yorker, and one day he had to have tried escargot to put it in his song, right? I should order that as an homage to Biggie to a little bit of New York City and Paris, right? Qu'est-ce que vous désirez, madame? Un instant, s'il vous plaît. I ordered the omelet, and I feel like a coward. Truly. Sorry, Biggie. My basic omelet arrives, and I tell myself I have plenty of time to be adventurous. But beside me is another student from my study abroad program who has clearly been to France before. And he's ordered everything everyone else was afraid to try. The table is full of wine, frog's legs, duck pâté, confit de canard, bœuf bourguignon, oysters, and of course, escargot. My cargo. I have been in this country 5 hours. I must escargot. My cargo. He offers, and I stare at the slimy, garlicky shell. Inside, a squishy snail to be picked out with an escargot fork, of course, as my dining partner explains obnoxiously. While I stare at it, skeptical, I tell myself, Biggie would have done it. He would have sat there like, snails? The French do what with snails? For real? And the waiter was probably like, "Oui, Monsieur Smalls." And then he ate it and fell in love with it so much that he put it in a song. So, I take a deep breath, I pick up my escargot and pull out the snail, and I put it in my mouth. Escargot, my cargo. I chew, and it's freaking delicious. How could I have known that Biggie Smalls would be teaching me to enjoy the fine things in life? Escargot, my cargo, for those of you who don't know, is truly delightful. And the next time I went to a restaurant, you bet I ordered that. All that to say is that it's thanks to Biggie Smalls that every Christmas I eat escargot with my in-laws. Because I don't eat oysters. That is where I draw the line. Anyway, life will surprise you. Like a rapper from Brooklyn teaching 2 Latino kids in Queens about French snails. Escargot, my cargo, 160 swiftly. Thanks for listening. This is Mija on the mic, a season of reflection on our shared experiences as daughters of immigrants. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll be sharing stories like these and inviting guests to share theirs. Follow us on Instagram at Mija Podcast and leave us a note if you like this story. Tune in every Wednesday for a new story from Mija. This is a production of Studio 80, a Latina-owned multilingual podcast studio dedicated to raising voices across cultures. For more from Studio 80, follow us at 80 Podcasts on Instagram. That's 80 Podcasts with an S at the end on Instagram. And don't forget, this season is also about you. If you have a story you'd like to share, I invite you to reach out on Instagram at Mija Podcast and leave us a message with a short story or memory of yours that warms your heart. We'll read it out loud on the show. Thanks for listening. Ciao.